starting with the 1v1s. And we're going to go ahead and introduce our players. Up here as the blue Aeon Commander, we have Rainbows and Unicorns, throwing down a quick air factory here on the modded Desolatia map. And her opponent spawning in as the white Cybran player. It is Explo, who has also gone for a relatively quick air factory. This is the first time I've seen this map. It basically just moves the spawns from here and here out to the corners. Should be an interesting one. Few of the mass extractor points have been just straight up moved over to here. Just these 4 over here, yeah, that's the only real change. Kind of turns this into a very different map. Instead of having very close spawns with a short rush distance, you have very far spawns with a very long rush distance, and that's why we're seeing both players here go for air, I think. Although there is a land factory down for Rainbows as well, so 1 air, 1 land, kind of a typical opening for a bigger map like this. Well, it's a small map, but it's a big map. I don't even know how to explain it, really, because you've taken a smaller map and kind of turned it into a big map. Again, it's not a big map, it's more the rush distance is long. Both players just expanding their eco. Not a whole lot going on other than Rainbow's Scout there, which looks like it's going to get away. But Explo is, of course, going to run away with the air advantage relatively quickly here, which means Rainbows has a limited window to move up, take space in the center, or attack the edges, or whatever it is that she has planned here with that land factory. So far, just a few tanks and some mobile AA, so I think this is going to be more of a space-grabbing maneuver here, just to try to combat that map control that Explo is going to have. This might end up turning into sort of just a longer version of the same map if, depending on how the players choose to play it, because usually this center area here is the main point of contention, and if you can take this, it gives you a lot of flanking opportunities to put MMLs here and shoot up the cliff. It's going to be a lot harder to get into your opponent's base, and so maybe taking that center area is not going to be quite as important. Maybe it'll be more important to take space around here or at the top of the ramp. I don't know. We'll see what these players decide to do. I don't think either one of them has played on this map before either, as far as I know. Certainly haven't seen it in a tournament, and I think both of them had to download the map before starting this game. So likely the first time for each of them on this map. So Explo is going to throw down a radar in the middle, kind of more a spot where we would expect if this were a standard spawn version of the map. This engineer's turning around, realizing that Rainbows has already started moving down into that area there. So yeah, I think this almost turns it more into a map that gets split down the center line, which is usually kind of how it goes as well, but just rotated a little, I guess. I don't know. It is a lot of planes. They're coming in, and they're going to two-pass this mass extractor easily. Just a few more planes, and Explo will be able to one-pass mass extractors, which is going to be difficult to deal with. And Rainbows continues to push to the south, and may end up with an eco advantage once these two are built to replace the two that got taken care of up here. Alright, we see loyalists coming out. There's really not a whole lot to defend on the ground there for Rainbows. Mostly been building AA, it looks like. Just a few tanks here and there. Which I think is a good move, but also going to leave Rainbows vulnerable here to that ground harass. Rainbows is taking a little bit more time to invest into economy Yeah, mass extractor goes back up. One plane goes down, and nothing did get bombed there. Two tanks are going to have an easy time, but a long time tearing down those economy buildings there. Another mass extractor does go down in the main, and three planes fall for it. Decent trade, I guess. Not a whole lot of loyalists coming out just yet. Those factories are pumping, though. The air factories, yeah, those are still on as well. Rainbows has a lot of ground-based AA, but not a whole lot of air to fight off this pretty big air force. Rainbows did double down, though, throw down another air factory, and this engineer just sitting there. Not doing anything at the moment. Good split on those loyalists, but they're pretty done for either way. Alright, now Explo's pushing up with his commander, and point defense push? I don't know, is that high enough to actually shoot over the ledge? I'm not sure that it is. Oh, it is, okay. So it'll at least be able to get the radar station, which is getting a nice heal down. Bombs come in, but that factory shield's going to hold up. Yeah, one pass easy. And one plane, two planes to damage the shields. I don't know if that's worth it. The radar station does go down, another point defense, and Rainbows is in a tough spot here. That factory is going to go down with the next bombing pass. And another point defense. Look at this, the Cybran is point defense pushing the Aeon. What is going on? But, I don't know. Okay, well there is that AA tower there. Without that, I thought maybe Rainbows was going to be able to win back air, but fighting over AA, not going to be a good move. And Rainbow's commander is kind of cut off here down in the south. No real way to get reinforcements down here past this little setup. And yeah, I think ultimately taking space at the top of the ramp might be the way to play this slightly different spawn on this map. Rainbow's having a tough time rebuilding that economy. Another land factory goes down for Explo. And yep, those air factories are still pumping as well. Rainbows does not have enough to one pass here, I don't think, but decides not to go for it anyways. I don't know, I feel like Rainbows really needs to take air and get some map control here, if she can. And her window to do so is going to be very narrow because with two air factories versus her one, Explo's production is going to allow him to catch up pretty quickly here. Rainbows did have an eco advantage for a little while there, but I think Explo has taken it back. Okay, another mass extractor goes up down there. Not in the safest position for Rainbows, but she doesn't really have a whole lot of options. Doesn't have any safe positions at the moment. And I think she's lost her chance to take back air. There was no anti-air on these factories. Oh, maybe there is. Yeah, there is. Still, I think that window's closed, although Explo might give it away if he goes any further. Nope, he turns around. A lot of respect between these two players here. Neither one of them really wants to push unless they're sure they can make it work. Another land factory. MMLs would be nice. There's a couple over here. More land factories for Explo. Yeah, Rainbows is in a tough spot here. Behind on eco, behind on production. And positioning is bad. She's got kind of two bases here, and Explo has put himself right in between them. So this is going to be it's going to be tough for Rainbows to get out of. Adapter's coming out now as well. So yeah, that window for the air fight is well and truly closed. And I think Rainbows needs a point defense or two here. But instead she's pushing with her ACU. And I think this might just be a suicide block, I don't know. Her air is not fighting over the AA. Again, missed opportunity. Okay, so MMLs are getting pushed out here, but Rainbows is down in the red, and even with the factory shield, that's going to go down pretty quick to these bots and planes, and yeah, there's just nothing Rainbows can do here. She got cut off and pushed down into the south there with nowhere to go, really. So Explo does manage to take that one. We are going to move on. I think we've got a couple of 2v2s planned here, so we're going to check in with Nite, see what's next, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. We've got something a little bit different for you. So one of our players was nowhere to be found, and so instead of a 2v2, we've got a 2v1 for you. We might as well start with the 1 over here, spawning in as the blue Cybran player. It is a Cone, who has thrown down a quick land factory and is going for a research station follow-up. And his opponents, starting out over here with the red Aeon commander, it is C. Deher, also known as Petite Pan Pan, who has gone for 2 quick land factories. And his teammate, spawning in as the purple Cybran commander, it is HVK Legend, who's going for 3 quick research stations. Now, because this is a 2v1, there was a little bit of discussion ahead of time between the 3 players here, and the tournament rules say that no units are banned. However, the tournament rules do not disallow a gentleman's agreement, and because it is a 2v1, it seems that all of these players have agreed to an air ban. So this is going to be potentially a land war. However, the players were also warned that tournament rules say no units are banned. So if the gentleman's agreement is violated, then there's really nothing to... there's no recourse. A Cone would just be out of luck. So it'll be an interesting match. Probably not too serious. We're just going to have a little fun here. Just going to have a little fun. So Petite has thrown down a land factory in the middle here and is just looking to gobble up space while HVK Legend techs. And looks like, yeah, pretty quick fill in on the economy here for a Cone. It's a good move, I think, but he's got this factory queued up and it's going to be a minute before that can actually go down, because he's got cheaper stuff queued up here first. It's going to get prioritized. So yeah, so far not a whole lot of action. There's not really a whole lot of action that could happen yet. Good radar coverage spots out this bot, and this one would be spotted too, but a couple of tanks coming back here to deal with that, no biggie. Just a few scouts here. We got MMLs popping out. And I think a Cone has left this area here alone, just because of those potential MMLs. And we see a 3 minute and 30 second megalith unlock. So that gantry is going to take a second to go down. It's because there's not a whole lot of resources here, but that's going to be very, very difficult for a Cone to deal with. He's got to not only fend off the tanks, but also be prepared for this very, very fast tech. Poking forward with his ACU, couple of tanks coming around the back. Actually, both of these sets of tanks are queued up to go into the back. They're not going to find a whole lot until they actually get onto the main platform here. Point defense going down, probably a good move here, because with these 2 early land factories and now a 3rd one, Petite is going to have much, much more production. Do see some Brackmen popping out now as well. That's good. Brackmen are very, very useful in this choke point here. And it looks like a Cone is just going to try and hold the top of the ramp. Very StarCraft thing to do. And only 2 tanks back here, or 2 bots back here rather, to protect against these 2 tanks. With some good micro, they'll be able to beat the tanks for sure. He's got to be paying attention, which is the tough part when you've got Petite right on your doorstep, and not enough Brackman yet to really do damage to this blob. The Mega is building, and yeah, there's nothing else that could be, right? Why did I even look? A cone is managing to hold his ground here, but he's going to start losing more units. And he does manage to save that bot with just a little bit of health left. He's not expanding at all, which probably, I don't know. He can't really afford to expand right now. He needs to dump his money into production, I think, and then expand off of the back of that. He is putting down another mass extractor, and he's getting a megalith of his own. So I mean, you know, unlocking and throwing down that gantry at 6 minutes and 15 seconds or so, that's certainly no slouch, but it's still way behind HVK Legend, who's managed to do this, who had plenty of time to do this very solid rush build. And I don't remember how many hit points Mega has originally, but I would not at all be surprised if that thing popped out with 2 stars on it already. So that popped out at about, what, 640, I think? Very fast Mega, about as fast as you can possibly get it. Unfortunately, this is being built by an engineer, so that's going to be slower than the commander building. But the commander really was needed up front there. Looks like maybe now the commander's going to come back and... Nope. Changed his mind again. Alright, so that mass extractor did go down. A cone is not in a good position here. I mean, well, he's doing as well as you can expect for a 2v1. He's holding his own. He's got a little bit of space on the main platform here. He's getting this Mega. It's certainly not going to be out in time to fight this one. There's a second one rolling off. You can just barely see that off the edge of the screen over there. So a cone really has his work cut out for him up on this platform here. He is going to come in with these bots, and he manages to dodge a lot of tank shots there. He's going to... Ooh, he loses a bot, though. There's one bot left, and tanks are missing a lot, but also getting a few hits in there. One tank down. I think the second tank's going to go down as well. Those bots do have some nice DPS. The Mega is here, though, and this is very bad news for a cone. His is only halfway done. He's got lots of assists going, except for that idle engineer there. Mr. Steele, your girl would be ashamed. That hero bot, Timmy the bot, manages to take out those 2 tanks. But what can a cone possibly do here? He needs time to get his Mega out. It's almost done. But by the time it gets out, there's going to be a second one on his doorstep. And this factory does go down eventually, or it should. Another Mega immediately starts building, but again, by the time that one gets out, there's going to be a third one across the map. Petite is starting to lose some units to this Mega, and so that's going to help a little bit. But pretty soon those Megas are probably going to target fire the commander, and that's going to be it for a cone. Is that still the first Mega? Yeah, it is. So that Mega will go down. Is that a shield? It is a shield. Too little too late, I'm afraid. You're not going to get that shield up with 2 Megas there shooting at it. Fortunately, the Megas are targeting their main guns more towards the economy. Oh, as soon as I say that they're targeting the economy more, they back off. That takes the economy out of their range, and they start shooting at the army. With only a handful of units left here, a cone is in some real trouble. Those shield generators are going to be great for holding this position, but he's still way behind on Megas, and... Oh, that's not another Mega, that's a C-Rex. We have a C-Rex. We have a C-Rex? We have a C-Rex! Just had to sneak that Jurassic Park reference in there. So yeah, the memes run strong in this game, And how many megas does it take to counter a C-Rex? I don't even know, because we hardly ever see those C-Rexes in competitive games. I don't know if we could really call this a competitive game, can we? It's just 2v1 for fun, come on. Well, the Rex is coming in. Does it bother anyone else that this is clearly not based on any real dinosaur? Like, okay, anyways. So yeah, that thing has a ton of hit points. 78,000 hit points. That Mega is just chipping away little bit by little bit. It's not going to be enough. And oh, look at how fast it kills the gantry. Oh my god. And it's not even down to half health. The Mega just like, I don't know, it's it's hardly doing anything. Jeez. Well, those shields are up. And the C-Rex isn't quite underneath them yet. So they're doing a pretty good job of blocking a lot of damage. Of course, there's another one coming out now. Akon doing a fantastic job of microing his Megas away from the C-Rex, trying to avoid that, that fire breath. But it's not enough. What can he do, really? A little tiny blob coming in down here, that's all that's needed, really. I mean, this game could have been over really fast already, but the C-Rex, the memes, we had to do it, right? Yeah, and I don't think that Mega is going to be able to take it down. I don't know, maybe. The kiting is real. Yeah, point defense against C-Rexes. It's going to do a lot. I don't know, that Mega's kiting is doing a really good job here. Oh, okay. C-Rex finally catches up. And that's the end of that. Alright, so what else do we have building here? More Megas here, and that's another C-Rex. So, maybe the first tournament game that we've ever seen 3 C-Rexes. This is freaking hilarious. Oh, and a gantry, of course. Would this be a Will Find Ya, maybe? For the memes? Or an Anomo? For the memes? The C-Rex not even doing anything, he's just sitting here. Firing off those tactical missiles, I guess. I don't know. Is he on hold fire? So no, he's definitely not on hold fire now. Look at the point defense barely does anything to it. Purposely not targeting the commander though. Oh, I don't know about you guys, but I love seeing C-Rexes. And wait, that's an air unit. That's an air unit. The gentleman's agreement is null and void. I mean, again, the tournament rules don't say anything about it, but petite. Is that a Control K? I don't know, I might have to go back and see if that was actually a kill on it, or if that was a Control K. But one C-Rex down. And I guess the surprise here is that the gentleman's agreement is off. Wait, what? He's just attacking the ground for no reason. There's nothing there! Oh my goodness. What is this game? More Megas. More Megas. Another C-Rex. And this has got to be... Yeah, it's pretty close to done now. What is this? What are you going to do with all these research stations? Overcharge will not kill a C-Rex. Let alone 4. The Cone doing a pretty good job of expanding, though. He's got some income. Those TMLs do like no damage. It's ridiculous. What is even the point? Alright, well. The surprise is about to hit the fan, I think. I'm not building anything else out of this gantry. I would have liked to see something else. Oh, this is ridiculous. You know, for a unit called the Surpriser, it moves awfully slow. It's not very surprising. And yeah, I think this is going to be it. That Surpriser is tracking down the ACU and starts firing. And a cone goes down. The gentleman's agreement was broken. And the C-Rexes are moving in herds. Clever girls. Alright, well, thanks for sticking around for that one. We should be back with another game for you real soon, and we've also got the winners final to go through as well. So.
Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Something's wrong with the overlay again, but I know what it is. I will fix it in just a moment. It is a game 3, which is a 2v2, not a 1v1. And the teams are incorrect again because it's pulling from the wrong... I hate this streaming system. But let me introduce the teams really quick, and then I'll switch the thing really quickly. So, on the left-hand side, we have the representation of the B team. It is Alpha Hex spawning as the brown Aeon Commander, and on the left-hand, or his teammate, it is Rainbows and Unicorns spawning as the teal Aeon. Their opponents are the Meet the Johans team, represented by the white Cybern Commander, and the orange Fox Tremelin, who's playing Aeon this time and not even going white. Let me go ahead and switch this really quick. I do apologize for that. My computer crashed, and this is why everything got messed up. So that will be just 1 second. Sorry about that. There we go. Now it's correct. All right, so we had to restart also because the map was wrong. We did quite a bit of work on the mass positions here. So that is why we have, that's why we restarted there. So far we have everybody going land, which is to be expected. But to be completely honest, I'm really surprised that people are not utilizing the build off the ledge, especially Explo, who has kind of been doing that on some maps, so I'm surprised they don't do that. And to me, this map is very interesting, and we'll see how it works because there's a potential for naval play. There's also, you know, obviously potential for really, really awesome Aeon play, and it's very surprising that the right-hand team did not pick Aeon at all. Very, very surprising to me. We do see Shah just coming out for Rainbows. I would expect nothing else. This is actually a pretty good map for Shadjas. You can position them on top of this ledge and fire quite nicely. You can also position them right here and be quite nice there as well. So very nice so far. Let's see where these teams take it. So far, it looks like it's going to be a very interesting ground war. And to me, the most interesting part is these battlegrounds here, here, and here. I think what ultimately we'll do, I think we'll change the map once again, and we'll spread out this mass a little bit more. But because this mass is just kind of weird, to be completely honest. Look at Fox Tremelin, very smart. Let's see if Alpha Hex picks up on this and sacrifices this mass extractor. But that is actually very, very smart there from Fox Tremelin. Let's see if Alpha Hex does it just on time. No, he doesn't. He doesn't notice it. That's a very nice bit of capturing there. And let's see if Alpha X tries to capture this back. No, he's instead just going to kill that. Hey, what's up, Swee, my man? Thank you so much for watching. Been a while. Meanwhile, there's still no engagement here on the bottom. It is a little dangerous for, I would say, for Rainbows to engage here, because if those Loyalists jump on top of those Shajas, it's going to be very, very troublesome, but we'll keep an eye out on that. Meanwhile, there is going to be a continued fight happening at the top. This is where I wish I could have two views for you guys, but unfortunately, that's too difficult to do. And actually, if maybe even impossible to do. Alpha X is kind of on a back foot. I don't like his position here at all. I would love to see maybe a PD here or something on top of this ledge. I think that's a very feasible solution here to this defensive problem. There is no mobile missile launchers from Foxtremel, and of course that could change. But nevertheless, Alpha X is a little bit on the back foot here. I think he might have been expecting P-shields. Meanwhile, here we have Loyalists engaging with the Shajas, actually not having that much luck, as Rainbows' ACU seem to be targeted quite a bit there. Yeah, those Shajas are not being targeted at all. And what the heck happened to Alpha Hex there? What the heck? He was full health. Did he just control K that? I am so confused. He was like high health. He still had a lot of units there. I guess they had an engagement. Man, I wish I could have seen that. What happened there? And this puts pressure on Rainbows now. She really needs to kill Explo as soon as possible. But honestly, this is a very rough situation. This is a very rough situation here. Yeah, there's four land factories here. There's a flank coming in. Explo is expanding in the center. Meanwhile, Foxtremel is expanding to the top. Yeah, I mean, these players won't make mistakes. It's a little bit unfortunate what happened to Alpha X. I'm not really sure what exactly happened there. He seemed to be on the back foot. Maybe there was afterburner activation. I'm really not sure. But nevertheless, we now have a very difficult position for Rainbows to do. And she's not even going to try and protect this bottom base. Yeah, that is... Yeah, I mean, she just built that. That's a lot of research that's going to go to Explo as well. And a couple of Shajas dying, production dying off. Yeah, this is rough for Rainbows. Meanwhile, Foxtremel is in the back of her base, doing a lot of... gonna start doing a lot of damage here. And if she has any hope, she needs to start pushing now and somehow get a miraculous kill on Explosive without losing her army, and then get a miraculous kill on Foxtremel, which is a lot to ask, to say the least. I really did enjoy this map, though. This map looks really fun. I think there's a lot of possibilities to build off this ledge. I don't know if it's possible. None of these four players did it. So maybe it's impossible. I can't be the smartest one here. Because to me, that just seems like the most optimal strategy, is to build off of this ledge and then try to flank maybe some other way, instead of coming down here and building extra factories down there. But man, yeah, we're going to reload the replay and we're going to see exactly what happened to Alpha X there. I want to capture that. Rainbows is going to get caught here. And then I'm going to pray that Rainbows does not go in the water here. Alright, Rainbows does control K. Yeah, I mean, that was a very tough game. Let's go ahead and load the replay really quick. I don't want to exit out of this game because there's bugs associated with leaving the game early. So let's go ahead and load up the last game. And see what exactly happened to Alpha X there. Was it a miss micro, or was it boosters, or was it a combination of both? All right, so he's pushing up. This is where he captures that. All right, and then he pushes a little too far, I would say. All right, and what happens here? Is it boosters? What happens here? Is there just not enough tanks? Very good engagement on Foxtermelon's part. Did exactly the right thing there. Nicely played. All right, so we will be back, guys. I'm not sure if we have a game 5 or not, but I will double check and we'll be back in just a moment, either with that or with our final, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to redo that intro because my button didn't press. Welcome to the tiebreaker match between Meet the Johans and the B team, a match that I'm super excited, not only because it's the first tiebreaker we had today, but I'm also joined by Mr. Spiff himself to cast this game, and I'm going to let him introduce the first team.
All right, well, I think we'll start over here on the left-hand side, all the way down at the bottom. Spawning in as the teal Aeon player, it is Rainbows and Unicorns, who has gone for a quick air factory. And in the middle spot here, spawning in as the brown UEF player, we have Alpha Hex, who has gone for 2 quick research stations and then a land factory. Pretty risky play on the short rush distance here. And then finally in the top spot, spawning in as the green UEF player, it is C. Deher, also known as Petite Pan Pan, who's gone for a couple of air factories as well. Nite, you and I were talking earlier about what we thought the meta was going to be on this map, and 2 air, 1 land is kind of what we decided was going to be the default, and that's what we're seeing here on the left side of the map.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce the team on the other side?
Yes, but before I do that, I have to correct your pronunciation. I believe it's C. Deher.
Deher, oh. Okay.
Deher, yeah, because he's French. Anyway, all right, let's introduce our team to the right, which is the team Meet the Johans, represented by our first player, who is spawning in white as always, but this time playing UEF. What? No way. It is Foxtermelon. He's opening up with a double air factory, as Spiff has mentioned. In the center, we have our red UEF commander, a cone, opening up with a double land factory and a double research station at this point, although we're already, 3 minutes into the game, so it's not really an opening. And then finally, we have our final air player spawning in my favorite color. It is the most explosive color, representing the most explosive player. It is Explo from Germany. He's opening up with a double Cybern air factory. And we already have an air engagement on the bottom right. Left. Can't get directions right.
Wait, purple is an explosive color?
Yeah. Because it's awesome.
I don't know.
Okay, all right. Orange is the best. We get it.
Yeah, orange is, and it's more explosive than purple, I would say, because, But these purple planes here are, I don't know, this positioning is kind of nuts, if you ask me. He's just getting right in there, and I don't think he has enough to really do much here.
Yeah, there's a little bit of back and forth here. I'm losing track of colors here. It looks like Rainbow's lost a bit of her air force. I'm not sure where her mass is going, though.
Well, she has moved her ACU down to the bottom and is investing in another air factory and some more expansion mass extractors here. So I would say that, and there's also an air tower there. So a lot of mass tied up in the south.
Yeah, I, for some reason I did not look all the way to the bottom. I'm just so excited for this match. There's already, okay, there must be like a gentleman's agreement going on. What is going on in the center, Spiff?
Well, I have no clue. What is this?
Is this the JWix builds? It's the JWix builds.
It is.
Oh boy!
And the crazy thing is that they both did it. Like.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. Like, I'm pretty sure a Cohen and Alpha are like very good friends. And I'm sure they've had some kind of an agreement. There's just no way that both of them go engineers unless they're memeing.
Quite possibly. I mean, maybe they just got a taste for memes from that last game.
Yeah.
That's on my channel.
I only got the tail end of that game, but that looked very crazy.
Honestly, like not a whole lot really happened in that game. But once the C-Rex gets out, what's more fun than that? This air engagement looks pretty fun for our right-hand team, though. I can never keep track of these team names.
Yeah, they are kind of complicated, especially when you have last-minute team changes. But it looks like Meet the
Oh
Johans
yeah, that's right,
had.
because Johan didn't play, and then their team is
Yeah.
Team Johan.
Yeah, I know, right? What the heck? I just realized that. Holy crap. They wanted their team name to be "Don't mess with the Johans" or Johans, like the movie. But yeah, it was too long. It was a little too long.
Well, I think a Cone has more engineers here.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Alpha X's micro has not been greatest today, but I think he has a lot of stuff on his plate. He hasn't had too much practice, so we'll give him a pass on that. But yeah, Alcone looks very strong down there.
And yet, despite all these units, hardly anything is dying because they have no DPS.
Yeah. It's just a very slow fight. It's like the demilitarized zone over there. Yeah, but despite all this, I think both teams are still relatively alive. Alphax is again taking a lot of damage on his commander. I don't know what it is, but today's Alphax just been falling behind on his land production and getting a little out microed. His third land factory now barely coming online. I don't know why there's that many anti-air units there. What are they called? Anarchists? Yeah, anarchists.
Well, I think he built those early on, and I don't know, maybe he left one of his factories building them for a little too long. But it became pretty clear early on that he didn't need them, and yeah. Okay, we do have another ACU in the center here. Explo's moved down. He's done a really good job of expanding across the top as well, so I would say Alpha Hex is in trouble.
Yeah, I think on all fronts there's the B team is in trouble here. Yeah, double ACU push here. Alpha X is already at half health. This is going to be very, very rough, especially with all those purple planes. Bombing run coming in on Alpha Hex.
And that does put him pretty far down into the red. B team's planes are coming in to try and clean this up.
Oh no, don't stop. Okay, they actually cleaned up the air. If Alpha X just kept moving backwards... Oh, he got a star upgrade on his ACU.
Well, that's smart. Gives him a little bit more health to work with.
Oh, Explo is just going to go for it. Is he just going to get a Control K here? Or not a Control K, but is he just going to blow up? What is going on?
He hunkered.
Oh my god, this game.
If he hadn't hunkered, he probably could have taken Alpha X out when he exploded. But now Alpha X is going to have time to move away and maybe heal up a little bit.
This is such a weird game. Now Rainbows has bombers over here. Oh no. If only Alpha Hex had more units.
Those engineers take up a lot of space though, so those bombers, yeah, they can one-shot, but they're only going to take out 2 or 3 at a time instead of like 8 or 10 like if they were tanks.
Well, the smart thing would be to try and ground fire, but that is extremely hard to do, like in middle of 3. But that's like extremely hard to do. You know, they won air. They won air now because of that poor engagement from Petite, or not Petite, sorry, Explo. Petite actually had a very nice engagement. Fortunately, Alpha X is going to lose his base. Yeah, perfect. And Foxtermuller is nowhere to be found. He's actually fighting on the bottom there.
He's gonna get some work done in the bottom, but he's leaving his teammates air to die.
Yeah.
Honestly, with Explo's ACU up there, I think that's the bigger threat than the air anyway, so he didn't really mind throwing away his air. They're just throwing down all sorts of static defense to hold this position.
And Alpha X just kind of backed himself into a corner here. What is he doing? Oh no, Alpha X, don't do the walk of shame. Oh no, he's actually wanting to tank here? Oh, okay, so he's not doing the walk of shame. Oh, nice micro.
Cancel his capture. Oh no, it looks like a control.
It died. Yeah, it died, the PD. Yeah, but he's in a corner now. Oh my goodness. Last stand. This is the 300. Only it's more like 7. Oh, and Alpha X is going to blow up here.
This is Combat Engineers.
Oh man, that was an interesting game. It was kind of wonky. It was fun though. Foxtremolin is getting the better hand on the bottom as well. Oh my goodness, rainbows for Christ's sakes! Oh, that's not a ACU. I thought that was an ACU in there. You know, they still have
Oh,
air advantage, and if they manage to win another air engagement and bomb and clear away this push from Fox, maybe they can get something going, but it's going to be pretty difficult.
yeah, it's going to be an uphill battle from here because those two ACUs in the center.
Yeah.
Oh, the heck says I thought turrets weren't allowed. So yeah, definitely a gentleman's agreement behind the scenes there that,
Yep.
just like the last game, appears to have been violated.
Yep. And
Usually those sneaky engineers are sent to capture, not kill.
wait, where? Oh, these.
Oh, there was a
Yeah.
there was an engineer in the center that was shooting at the mass extractor instead of trying to capture it.
Oh my goodness, Rainbows is capturing everything from Foxtremollin's base,
That's just rude.
and Foxtremolin has no idea. If Rainbows hangs on here, this might be a game.
Fox is also going engineers though. That's
Oh,
hilarious.
that's funny. This game is redonk. You know, I posted in the Discord server saying epic 3v3 coming up, tiebreaker. I'm not sure if this is epic. I mean, it's on some levels it's epic, but I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's pretty epic. But you know me, I'm the memeiest meme player around.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
If there's no memes, I'm probably not playing.
It doesn't take much to impress you.
Harsh. Jeez.
I'm just playing. Oh, Rainbows is not capturing still. I'd really love to see her finish that off.
There's not much left to capture.
She should have really
She's building her own stuff now.
Yeah, she should have built a transport and got her ACU out of there, but I think she's going to be fine for a little bit. Petit, though, he has a lot of air factories, so that's going to be nice, honestly, if he manages to get maybe an AC or two. But, yeah, time is kind of ticking.
Yeah, the longer this goes on, the less and less Rainbows is going to have. And, I mean, AC1Ks would be excellent here, but does he have the time to get there? I don't think he does.
Yeah, I don't think he does either. But, you know, I've seen crazier things on this map happen, and they happen exactly when players just kind of start hiding bases all around the map, going here and there. And, you know, if they continue to play, you know, it's funny that I'm going to make this equivalent, but they're essentially like doing what ISIS is doing now. They're just hiding around the map and trying to prolong the war. So if that works, they might stick around, and they still definitely have a chance because of that air advantage.
You know, I think, just a little counterpoint, I think it's going to be a lot harder to hide on this map in a 3v3 than it would be even in a 2v2 because there's just more stuff all over the map providing vision.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's radar. There's really good radar coverage from the Johans, who are missing the Johan. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. But the distance is still there, and there is not much air from the Johans. Rainbows is in trouble here, though. I think she might get sniped here. Yeah, she's gonna get cut off by red.
Oh
So,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, she's gonna get.
It's still going to take a while. It's going to be a long, slow, painful death unless these air units get back in
Yeah,
here.
the bombers might do it though. Might save her. Yeah, I think she might get away here actually. Does Petite have carpet bomb?
Well,
It
there's
looks like
adapters
it.
coming in now.
Yeah, but there's a lot of planes. They can bomb those away. But I think Rainbows is still gonna
I
die.
don't think Petite. I don't think PT does have cluster bombs.
It's boosted engineers. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you, Javix, for giving us this wonderful strategy. But yeah, fun stuff. Fortunately, Rainbows gets taken out.
It as a strategy, it seems like it should not work anywhere nearly as well as it did here. Because, I mean, those engineers just do barely any damage.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter when both players are doing it, right? It's kind of equal footing.
Oh, true enough.
And yeah, at this point, Petit actually did very well in this game. He won air. He did everything right. I think they just lost it in the center, to be completely honest.
Yep, it's all Alpha Hex's fault.
Yep, all Alpha Hex's fault. He's the one that drafted. He's the one that broke the draft too. So, yeah,
he broke it.
Yeah. So go spam Alpha Hex. Tell him it's all his fault. Nah, I'm just kidding. This was fun games. I think these teams were very closely matched, and if there wasn't meme games, this could have actually been a very close game, I think.
It's still pretty close.
I
mean, it might not look that close. It might not look that close, but it was closer than you might think. I mean, yeah. It's not close now.
Yeah, I think Alpha X definitely pushed a little too far. But now, yeah, there's no way they're coming back from this. It's 3 versus 1. All the map, except for like 1/10 of it, is the Johans. And I think they're going to take 3rd place in this tournament.
Well, just as soon as they manage to pop that ACU.
Well, Akon does have overcharge, and he's going to get underneath the shield here, and I imagine he's going to activate that.
Is he on hold fire?
Oh, he's just going to capture that factory. That's funny.
Oh, that's probably why he wasn't shooting, because his commander was trying to start the capture or the reclaim.
Petit is healing it while he's recapturing it. Oh my god. Stop it. If that Titan kills a cone.
200 wasps to kill an AC with fall damage.
Now there are 2 of them. I like how they're not even bothering with Cedar Haas main base anymore.
Yeah.
And just encircling his 2 factories in a ring of PDs. Cone is now capturing a Titan. Oh god. Control K from Petit. Oh my god, this masterful micro, dude.
Oh, he breaks the capture on that one too.
One Titan is gonna kill all these adapters.
Timmy the Titan.
And the gunships are gonna finish it. Oh my god. Alright guys, that was a very fun game. Spam the chat, tell me what you guys thought of that game. And we have a final to be cast here, so we're going to have another best out of 5. Spiff is going to do his B stream, and we might be back with a tiebreaker match again, hopefully. So stay tuned, go check his stream out. We'll announce what is going to be streamed very shortly, so don't go anywhere. If you're still watching, give a thumbs up to this video. If you liked the video, leave a comment. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you are blown away by it, check out my Patreon page. This has been Nite. Take care and peace out.